A bit da dum ba ba da doo da da. Zadam ba da 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 da. Zib da dum ba dum ba ba dee doo. Oh, it is good to be back again. Hello, travelers of the internet, and welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you are new to the channel, hey there, and welcome to you. My name is JGuardo1, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the world's virtual. And I'm very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to a Guardian Studios experience here on the YouTube channel. We are back in the world of Crumbach, my friends, where we have so much that we can do, and I want to get down to business as fast as possible. Last time, you guys may remember, we set up this, our sugarcane farm, as well as our melon and pumpkin patch higher up in the trees. And clearly, the sugarcane is very productive with the system we've built up. It is so easy to farm sugarcane up here. Good grief. Not to mention all our wheat and potatoes. Yikes. And obviously we've got our new spruce tree effort going on. That's going to be fun to work with. I'm going to love using spruce to help add some trimming to this gorgeous jungle treetop base. No, Davian, you are actually right on time. The stream just got started. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you are doing well today. Hope you're having a good day, and I hope you've had a good time in my absence. I hope you've been able to enjoy yourself in the time that I have been away. For anybody wondering, I had some stuff I had to take care of IRL that took a few days to get done. But I'm back and ready to get back to business, to get back to work on the different projects we have around our jungle treetop base. The jungle village will slowly but surely start to take shape, if I have anything to say about it. And I do have a lot to say about it. So what's good with you, Davian? What's good with me is I'm back from being away, and I'm ready to get the ball rolling on some ideas of mine. So my main plan for today is going to be to set up some animal farming. We've got the crop farming all covered. I'll be able to swap out some of these rows of wheat and potatoes for carrots and possibly some beetroot once we get those seeds in our stockpile. And we've got sugarcane and melon and pumpkin farming going on. Melons and pumpkins, obviously not a lot happening there, but we don't really need a whole lot. Especially not once we have Silk Touch tools. Once we have a Silk Touch axe, we'll be able to get the full-size melons instead of just melon slices, so that will be to our benefit. Yeah, go ahead and make a stone shovel. Why not? Don't need anything better than that. But as you may be aware, we have got a oh dang, missed out on a lead there. We've got ourselves some cows over here that we need to find a way to get up into the treetops, because down here is dangerous. Down here on the ground floor of the jungle is dangerous territory. There have been a couple of times where we have come very close to dying to creepers and things like that, and just as many times where other issues have come up that have almost killed us, both during the night when the monsters are common, and unfortunately, during the day when they're not so common. Stragglers from the night have shown up and tried to give us grief then, too. Hey, Ryan! Good to see you, my dude! Nice! Good on you, Davian! Oh, you died to a zombie horse? Oh, no. Let me guess. There was a spear zombie on it, wasn't there? That has almost killed me since the spear-wielding zombies started spawning in. It is not fun dealing with them. Not fun. But it is fun playing the game. It is fun fighting them. At the same time, it's not fun being hunted by them. I'm doing pretty good, Ryan. How are you doing? How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Everybody out there doing good? Yeah, if you're not watching live, make sure to let me know how you're doing down in the comments section. I'm always happy to hear how my viewers are doing. Alright, so over here we've got pigs, chickens, and sheep that are waiting to be moved to new homes. So we definitely need to get the pen situation figured out. So get some dirt. And then we got to figure out how do we want to set up the pen. Do we want to make artificial jungle trees? Do we want to make one big artificial jungle tree and make platforms around it for the animals? Or do we want to naturally grow some tall jungle trees and set them up from there? Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the former, an artificial jungle tree. Oh, geez, Ryan, get some sleep, my dude. I mean, I know you tend to have a habit of staying up late, but, dude, there is nothing that needs to be done at night that can't wait for the morning unless it's a deadline. Huh. Interesting. Well, here's hoping they actually fix that bug, Davian. Because that's not good. Minecraft bugs that cause detrimental situations against the player kinda need to be dealt with. Alright, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. I'm thinking I kinda wanna build another one of these 3x3 fake jungle trees. Only make it even taller than that one, so we can have the animals spread out between 4 platforms going up the tree. Fair enough, Ryan. Fair enough. Whatever it is, if it's something not good for you, then I hope the situation gets resolved. I sincerely hope that everything works out okay for you, whatever's going on. I mean, if that's possible. Oh, crud. There were spruce leaves over here that were breaking down. I should have been over here. Okay, cool. 4 spruce saplings. Let's plant 2 of them on these dirt blocks. Eventually we may set up a stone-supported structure for farming the farming wood, because I'd like to have a proper tree farm. I don't want to just be farming wood in Sabadua, you know? Oh, geez, Davian, 3 at once? That's bad. You're welcome, Ryan. I do sincerely hope whatever is going on with you, it ends up being resolved in a way that doesn't cause any serious, like, problems for you. And I am sorry to hear that there's something going on. You don't have to tell me what it is. You don't have to share with us if you don't want to. But whatever's going on, I do hope that it resolves. That it resolves itself, if it can, as smoothly and painlessly as possible. Alright, so let me see here. Eventually I gotta go back under all these trees and build support structures for all these platforms, but I'll get to that when I get to that. At the moment, gotta figure out where do I want to put the animals. I almost feel like I want to do, like I said, a fake tree. A tree that's obviously been carefully grown, let's say, and grow it over there. So I go off of this tree at a diagonal. Oh, geez. Well, here's hoping that whatever it is, that things get better for you, Ryan. Yeah, I am kind of thinking I want to put the animals in a vertical setup of platforms, and that I'd like to do it at a diagonal from these two platforms, or I could do it off that direction, and it might even get to be a bigger, thicker tree, even bigger and thicker than the bed tree, the sleeping tree. That's the tree that I use as my way up into this area, because it's got my bedroom up among the leaves. Let's grab a bunch of jungle logs real quick. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, I've been working at it for a few sessions, and I'm hoping that it ends up being something impressive. In a good way, of course. Scoop up some water. I want it to be fairly tall. Like with the other tree, though, I do want to make it so that I can get inside of it to go up as needed. Water bucket clutch number 1. Did you, Davian? Cool. Nice to know I'm not the only one who's done a treehouse base. Yeah, I'm trying my best to make it feel like this has been around for a while, so it's well established, well structured and everything. That's one of the big things that I like to do with bases like this. I like to make sure that they feel like they're solid structures. You know what I mean? Ooh. Heat is not very conducive to sleep. Not unless it's freezing cold outside. If it's freezing cold outside, that's one thing. If it's not, then yeah, heat is not conducive for sleep. At all. In fact, it becomes very, very detrimental for sleeping. I'm sure yours was good, Davian. I'm sure yours was good. One thing that I find with we who try to be creative with our builds, we're often way too self-critical. Like, I can look at what I've got so far, and I can feel very iffy about it. And that happens to me a lot. I will be just trucking along, doing real good progress on a build, and then I'll look at it after a little bit and be like, what the hey have I been building? And the fact of the matter is, it's a good build. I just, for some reason, in that moment, am not liking it. So honestly, Davian, I think that may be all that it really is with the one you did, the treehouse base that you did. It may be that it was good. It may actually be better than you think it is, or thought it was. And your inner critic is just not letting you see it. That happens to me more times than I can tell you. It really does. Some water so I can come back up when I am ready. And Geronimo! Love doing that. Hey, Leo! Good to see you, dude. Good to see another familiar name in the chat. How you doing? You doing alright? I hope so. I did not think about lining this up. Hang on. That just occurred to me. I didn't think to line it up before building. Did I just line this up perfectly? Oh my gosh! I lined it up almost perfect. I mean, I didn't actually line it up perfectly, but I got close. I got close. Oh, ouch. I am sorry to hear that, Leo. Thank you for the rules, by the way, but I'm sorry to hear that your day got fouled up. I am seriously sorry to hear that your day got fouled up by something. Hopefully the stream helps to make things a little bit better. I mean, I'm not going to assume that my stream is that wonderful of a thing, but I do sincerely hope that it makes you feel a little bit better to be able to hang out here with people here on the channel. Alright, Ryan. Fair enough, my dude. Hey, you have a good night. And I hope we see you again soon. Hope we see you again sometime. Real soon. Gotta line this tree up good with the other one. So, I'm gonna have to chop it down a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna have to just go ahead and chop the whole thing down. Nah. I just gotta chop down 2 sides of it. That's all. Well, 1.5 sides of it. Let's put it that way. Unfortunately, I do have to line it up with one of the other trees that I've already built or grown because I need to be able to line up the bridge that will be between the trees. A big part of the goal for building this base is I want every tree, every shelter in every tree to be connected to the others one way or another. Even if I eventually have to connect them just in the underground somehow, I intend for all the trees to be able to be connected. Uh-oh. Okay, that guy hit a little harder than he should have. Run! Run! They're coming for you! Gotta get out of here, gotta get up into the trees. Get up to the tree room. Huh. Yeah, generally speaking, my understanding is that that is a smell that is hard to get rid of. No matter what you try. But then that's coming from somebody that doesn't know anything whatsoever about any of that. Oh, jeez! I thought there would be vines. I thought there would be vines on that tree. Otherwise, I would not have jumped. That was a boo-boo on my part. Yeah, close call number 1 of the session. Thank you, Davian. Yes. Yes, that is definitely close call number 1. Phew. Let's hope that we don't have any more close calls. That was not good. Alright, let's see here. Chop my way down on this wall. Thankfully, this wall will be easier to chop my way down because I don't need to chop up as much of it. Just need to chop down to the ground, rebuild the wall. And all this because I have to have them aligned well enough to be able to do the bridge between them. I will be improving on this design, this whole notion, with future work on Minecraft, for sure, as soon as I'm able to do so. And we are now up at the top here. And let the water go all the way down. There we go. There we go. probably build up one more layer. And grab that. Whoop. Round and round and round we go. Where we'll stop? As if I would know. Alright, and put that back there. I'm definitely gonna have to farm some more jungle wood. I'm gonna have to chop up some big jungle trees for more jungle wood, because I think I just used up the last of what I had in terms of jungle logs, which is not great. Not great. That definitely means I'm gonna have to do something about that. If I am right. Yeah, I am. Dagnabbit. Okay. So, good thing is, I've got a whole boatload of jungle saplings. I can plant a few giant jungle trees and chop them down, get some more jungle wood. Downside is, I actually have to do that. I actually have to plant these and then chop them up. These three are probably too close together, but you know what? This is also me experimenting with what works to make these jungle trees grow. Because I do need to know how to get more of these giant jungle trees so that I can have not only a lot more jungle wood farming at a time, but also, and this is the main point, so that I can grow more tall ones to help make the jungle more dense. A dense jungle is a lively jungle. Alright, Jay, here we go. Planting a bunch of potatoes. And now wheat. I think these ones over here were meant to be for wood farming, so let's go ahead and chop this up. Chop, choppy. Chopping up the jungle trees. bop do 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 do. See, I'm a king of the swingers, oh, a jungle VIP who's reached the top, had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub, stroll right into town, be just like them other men, 'cause I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, I love that song. Such a classic. An absolute, genuine, bona fide classic. And there ain't anybody who can tell me otherwise. Oh, ouch. That was a mistake. That was another mistake. I keep falling lately. Jeez Louise. I can't stand it when I start falling like that. It's getting dark, isn't it? Yeah, it is. As if I needed to be told. Obviously, it's getting dark. Obviously, the nighttime is closing in. It's time to wrap up the tree chopping, J-Guard, but I can't stop because I gotta get the rest of the wood. Once I start chopping a tree, I can't stop unless I have to. That's how my mind works. When I'm in the middle of chopping one of these trees, I gotta finish. If I don't finish the job, it's a job not done, and a job not done is a job that is not done. I know, that sounds ridiculous, but it makes sense to my brain. Kind of. Maybe. Yeah, it actually does. It does make sense to my mind. Alright, let me get up here, and while my guy sleeps, I'll be right back. And I'm back, and we are back on the track of business. Let's see what we need to do. Alright, so I need... What do I need? What I need, chiefly, is leaves. I need a bunch of jungle leaves. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got very many. It's not good. I'm gonna have to collect some. Wish I'd realized that a little sooner. I'd have been shearing some from the trees that I just chopped down. Hey, why have I got a poisonous potato? I don't know why I'm collecting poisonous potatoes. They don't actually serve any purpose yet. I say yet because you never know. They may decide to add a use for them. Although I doubt it. There's gotta be another part of the jungle where I can go to get some leaves without feeling guilty. Oh, hello. Ow. Darn, I was kinda hoping that guy would drop me some armor. I wouldn't mind having more armor options. I see it's a sheep, but I don't need a sheep. Not that much anyway. Unfortunately, in the midst of all these jungle trees, there's a lot of trees that I don't want to try to chop. There's a lot of oak trees in the midst of these jungle trees. Thinking so I'd get a mixed bag if I just go snippity-snipping willy-nilly. There we go. Should be enough to get us going. Let's head back to the trees and get back to the work. Actually, hang on a second. There we go. Yep. Whee! Splash. Whoa, okay. There was a dude right there. There was a little dude. Little dude that's a lot of mean. A lot of mean and a lot of green. Nasty green. Decided you want to come along and still be mean. And I have no idea what I'm saying anymore. I'm just throwing words out there. Ooh, sugarcane. Don't mind if I do. Back at the old base site. Eventually I'll move those couple of wolves over to the new base area as well. But we'll get to them when we get to them. Whoop. Nice thing about this water is the only monster that's going to come up here is either an illager. Well, that's not really a monster, but you get my point. Either illagers of one kind or another, or more likely creepers. And we're not going to let them have an easy time up here. No, sir. Whee! Smooth landing. That's one of the tallest ones so far. Don't necessarily need it to be that tall, but it's probably not a bad thing that it is that tall. Gotta find out what Y level I've been working at so that I can adjust things on that tree. Start building, figuring it out. Okay, I've been building on Y level 82. So I could go down to Y level 80 and then have each platform be 4 blocks apart. Or actually, no, 82, that's a good height to work from. I almost want to do things slightly different. Go over to this tree, and then do a diagonal to that tree. But that'd be a more difficult diagonal to work with. Hey, what's up? What's that, Davian? I'm just thinking, maybe I can work from 82, and have each platform be 4 blocks up from the previous. So, 82, 86, 90... 94 and 98. Yeah, 82, 86, that's 2 of them. And then... and then 90, 94. That'd be 2 more. That would cover the 4 animal types that I have for farming so far. And then to cover the one other animal that I would be farming, if I could get a hold of them, armadillos, I can always add 1 more platform up at the next level up. Let me see, what did I say? 82, 86, 90, and 94. So that would be 98. Oh, that tree is 100 blocks tall. Wouldn't quite work. Wouldn't quite work. I figure it out. I am a little on the side of thinking that I need another tree between this tree and that one, so that the bridge doesn't hang quite so low as it might have to. Trying to think. I mean, I could just do a long bridge from here. I would just have to move one tree. Whoop! I'd have to remove this tree because it's in the way. Alright, and then let it start to decay. Do something kind of tricky here. Oh man, so close. There we go. That's the other nice thing about doing the trees. I can put levels on the inside to help me separate them. So for the bigger trees, I can actually split them up a little differently. That should put my feet on 84. Yep. Except I can't do it that way. What am I thinking? I'm thinking wrong. I can't do that. It just occurred to me, these animals have to be contained. If I do what I was just proposing, they'll move between floors, and then I'll be in trouble. I just want to make it so I can make the first platform. I knew what I was doing until I didn't. Once I forgot what I was actually supposed to do, I almost made a big mistake. Well, I'm definitely going to make water elevators to get into some of the tree houses from below once I get to the nether, because then I'll get soul sand one way or another and use it to make the water elevators to go up. Coming down, I'm fine with just having a drop with water at the bottom. But my problem with what I was just doing is I can't have water on the inside of the tree be the way I get up and down, because I gotta make sure that the animals can't get into the tree and float up to other levels. If that were able to happen, then whatever ecosystem, if you will, I make of each platform would be completely fouled up. And I don't need that. I want to make sure I know exactly where all my animals are whenever I need to be aware of them. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Oh, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing parrots. I was hearing some kind of weird noise and I couldn't place what it was. And then I realized, oh wait, that's the parrots. That's the parrot wings fluttering. We got parrots flying around the jungle now. Which is a good thing. I like the parrots. I like knowing that they're around. I just don't intend to have them as pets in this game, because they are noisy little stinkers. If any monsters are around at all within the radius they check for, they will start making monster noises, and they will put me on edge. And I don't need that. I mean, I guess I could have fence gates if I did it like a 2x2 like this. Like if I opened it up like that, I could do fence gates here, and none of the main animals are going to get inside of the tree and go up or down. Pandas! Look at them! I see pandas! Wait. Oh, I almost got excited. I just got excited for nothing, because I just realized I still don't have an anvil. So I can't name tag them. Darn it. We'll have to wait for another time pandas spawn in the area. Because we tried to pen the first one, Poe, and it didn't work. Our first attempt at having Poe in our world didn't work because he despawned inside of a fenced enclosure. So, if we don't have an anvil, there's no point trying to get our panda bro. Would it be cool to have him? Yes. Is he gonna stick around without a name tag? Obviously not, so better to wait to try to get our panda bro until we can actually be sure we can keep him from despawning. Wild wolf. Yeah, I was all ready to go run over, snag them with my my leads and take them to the cow enclosure for safekeeping. Then I remembered Poe the First disappeared because he didn't have a name tag. And without an anvil, I can't name tag anybody. Believe me, once I've got an anvil, name tags are going to be made like crazy. And we are going to have so many named entities around us. Because I want named cats, named dogs, and of course, a named panda or two. And one panda is already guaranteed to be named Poe. Because that is the coolest panda in all of animation that I've ever seen. I mean, I'm sure there's other panda characters in animation that are cool. I just have never seen them. I'll put away the spruce for now. Alright, so let me see here. What have I got to work with? I've got limited jungle logs. I need a bunch of stairs, I need a bunch of slabs. Let's make what we can. Make a stack of stairs. Might be more than we need. Make a couple of stacks of slabs. And we'll see how far the slabs go. The stairs should be enough to get the foundations of a few platforms made. Make a floating end ship out of warped wood. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, make an end ship out of warped wood. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about this. On the side of... when I'm not playing on Crumbach or doing my Soundcraft videos, I'm working on learning a newer mod that recently came out. You've probably heard of it. A newer mod for Java Edition called Create Aeronautics. And if you don't know what Create Aeronautics is, the Create mod is the most in-depth and aesthetically pleasing machinery adding mod in Java Edition. And Create Aeronautics uses its aesthetic and style to make it so you can create airships, planes, boats, and even land vehicles. Yep. Had a water bucket clutch fail. It stinks when I fail them. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. I am no dream by any measure. Oh yeah. Create Aeronautics is probably the most awesome Java Edition mod out there right now. And I'm doing some experimenting with it, trying to learn it. So that at some point, I can give you guys a different Minecraft experience. The kind of experience I've wished was possible in vanilla Minecraft for pretty much forever. And while it's not going to be possible in vanilla for who knows how long, it is going to be possible in modded Java, so I'm going to do it. And again, I think the viewers will enjoy it. I just got to make sure that I know what I'm doing at least a little bit before I go trying to do anything with it. There's a lot of technical diddly bits to know about Create and Create Aeronautics to be able to do the kind of stuff that I want to do. But I'm learning. I will learn it, bit by bit. Alright, that's platform 3 started. We're gonna have 5 platforms. Because, like I said before, there is a 5th animal I want to farm, armadillos. Why armadillos? Wolf armor. when the armadillo got added in, they made it have scutes that when they fall off, they can be collected and used to make wolf armor. So I want to make sure I can take advantage of that and have a wolf pack that is heavily armored, or as heavily armored as wolves can be in this game, so that my wolves don't die right away all the time. Don't get me wrong, wolf armor is not very durable in the long run, but it helps. It'll help keep my wolf pack alive long enough to be able to help me with anything that I want to fight, that'd be easier to fight with wolves on hand. So it's a worthy investment of my time and my resources to make it so that I have room for that fifth animal. Probably have to make stairways up to these platforms for all my animals. But you know what? It'll be worth it if in doing that, I make it so that I've got all the room I need for all my animals. Oops. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting trying to come up with some kind of structures to hold all this up. Yep! I know how that feels, Davian. Sometimes you do just have to do the old YOLO. Just as long as you don't go and pull the full scale of the Leroy Jenkins maneuver. If you know what that is, then you know. If you don't, it's I want to say it was the game World of Warcraft. There was an event where a whole bunch of players were going to take on a big boss, and they were all trying to get organized and ready to go, and one person ran ahead shouting, "Leroy Jenkins!" Turned out, to my understanding, it turned out to be a myth, to have been made up. My understanding is that it wasn't actually a shock to anybody, because it didn't actually happen the way that they implied that it did at the time. But if I am wrong on that, then, hey, feel free to let me know. But that's why for a while there, it was kind of a meme. If you were going to rush into something in a game, some people would use that same line, the Leroy Jenkins thing. It is actually funny to think about somebody pulling a line like that, pulling a move like that, and it is a very amusing story, if nothing else. If it is true, then props to the dude for making himself a permanently remembered legend in the gaming community. If it is fake, then hey, I still say a legend in the gaming community. I mean, come on. That thing, it's been around for years now. I need to get down to the ground level and go... I need to get these saplings over here broken down, because some of them are not... These things are not growing, and it's annoying me. I don't know why they're not growing, but they're not. It could be the big trees, when planted by players, they have to have a certain distance between them and other trees, but I have no idea. I've honestly never understood if that's actually a mechanic. Yep. I'll give him this much. I'll give him this much props if it was real. The dude made himself into a legend that will not be forgotten. There's just some moments in gaming history that we, the players, are never going to be able to forget. Just like that, I know for a fact the Minecraft community will never be able to forget the wonders of certain Minecraft content creators that have been around for a while, and one in particular whom is now immortalized in symbolism in the Minecraft movie. He won the king. That's a legend. Yeah, tree planting can be very, very weird and finicky sometimes. The only thing I really know about tree planting is there is a farm design that I use for farming wood that seems to guarantee the trees grow decently regularly, the normal sized trees. And I've used it in just about every world that I have done, and every time I've used it, it's worked out great for me. The only reason I haven't done it already on this world is because I haven't got a place to set it up. Because I would rather have it in a stone structure rather than a wooden one, and I haven't got a structure of that type built yet to be able to house it, to be able to serve that purpose. Yeah, if you're trying to build a whole village, kudos to you for even wanting to do that, my man. That is an ambitious project that is going to take a while, but you're not the only one that would like to do something like that. I have a feeling that's going to be one of the things that I build on this world, is a full-on... I'm probably going to end up renovating a whole village pretty much from the ground up. I'll basically tear down a village and then start building a new one in its place. Just to be able to say that I've done it, if nothing else. And to have a place for my villagers with character. That's not just a trading hall. That's the purpose it'll serve, as my trading hall. But it won't be just the ordinary one-by-one cell trading hall thing, you know? Don't get me wrong, those are efficient. And I've done them many times myself. But one cannot deny building an actual village for the villagers is kind of a cool idea. Okay, why does something feel off about this tree? It's because something is off. I messed up in the length on some of these sides. Yeah, I've really messed up, and I think I'm just messing it up further. Oh, I hear you, Davian. Honestly, I'd like for this to be a forever world for me, so I definitely, totally understand where you're coming from. I really do. I completely understand. Yeah, I took this side out too far now. Well, I'm not gonna do a legit water bucket clutch from up here. Let's go down the gentle way. Kind of a water blade kind of thing. And we go up. What am I going up here for? Iron for shears, because I need to cut away some of the leaves that I placed. But I don't want to lose any of those leaves, if I can help it. They need to make it so there's another material that you can use to make shears. Anybody else feel that way? If you're not live and you want to agree or disagree, put your opinion on the matter down in the comments section. I seriously think that we need to have more kinds of shears in the game. I don't care if it's wooden shears, copper shears, what have you. Just give me more shears, my dude. Because having only the iron ones kinda takes up too much of the old iron stuff, you know? That worked. Kind of. Going up. Yeah, copper shears, diamond shears. I will say I'm glad that the hoe can be used to chop up leaves. Especially that you can use Silk Touch to supplement the absence of the better shears. But it would be nice to have shears, because they can specifically cut through certain materials that a hoe can't. Like wool. Imagine someone trying to chase you along a path made of wool. And you've got a trap set up underneath that wool, ready to take them out. Like a long drop or something. Or drop into lava way down below. Or fall on the dripstone. But in order for it to get them, you have to drop them through the wool. Shears actually cut through wool faster than anything else in the game. So having shears that are made to be able to cut through stuff quicker, with more durability behind them, wouldn't be a bad idea. And if Mojang ever want to make something out of this notion, I invite them to do so, because it's a cool idea, as far as I'm concerned. And apparently there's at least a couple other people that agree. Yeah. So hey, if anybody in the add-on community wants to make that a thing and put the add-on out there for free, hey, let me know that you've done it. Because that's one that I would get. That's an add-on that I would go for. For sure. That's a mod or an add-on that I would love to see in the game. Oh. Excuse me. Let me see here. Oh wow, I've been at this for a good while. That's good. I haven't really noticed how much time I've been at this, but I'm enjoying it. That's a good sign. Hey, you and me both. You and me both, Davian. I was starting to think that I might head towards that goal on the previous world, but by the time I came back to that world after a bunch of stuff happened, IRL, I was like, you know what? I don't feel like I can keep going with this world right now. I think I've done everything I can do in it for now. So it's been retired. And that's what made it so Crumbach had to start. But I'm not upset about it. I'm enjoying this world. Sometimes a fresh start is what you need. Sometimes you need to have that fresh start in order to really get creative thoughts going. And I feel like that was part of where my problem was coming from. I was getting to that point, you may know the feeling, where, okay, I've had a really creative idea, I've done something really cool in one part of the world, I gotta make sure everything else is just as cool to me, otherwise I'll feel like I wasted my time. And then I'm starting to build it, and I'm just immediately like, oh, this is not going as well as I would like. So I get discouraged, and I'm just like, I don't want to keep going. And I just go back to the base that I've already got, and yada yada yada. So starting fresh, sometimes you have to. And sometimes just knowing that you're on the same world as a really awesome build you've already done just holds you back a little. I mean, there are people, and I've done it before, who would build a base in one area, decide that, okay, I'm satisfied with this area, I'm going to go find somewhere else. They'll take a stack of food and just march, and a bed, and march in one direction as far as the food will get them, and then wherever the food runs out is where they stop and set up the next base and start building their next project. I've done that before, but sometimes it's hard to do that because you know you've got that other build and you've got those other tools and stuff out there waiting for you. Because sometimes those people will dump their old, really good tools into the ender chest, destroy the ender chest, and then, or else leave all their ender chests behind, and then head out and go find the new area. Well, hey, if you feel that way about it, then I say you're doing a good job with it. I'm almost tempted to... You know what? I could do that. I was just thinking. I could almost just make a platform on top of the leaves up here to serve as extra storage. And kind of an up in the air lookout spot. To look down upon the world around my... You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I like that idea. I like the idea of having the occasional like lookout platform on top of the trees. I like that idea. I really do. I really like that idea. That's why one of the things I want to build on this world is the castle that I've never been able to get myself to actually commit to finishing. I've started working on such ideas before, and then got to a point where I was tired of trying to build them because it was a big, ambitious attempt and it would take a while. But I'm going to commit to it this time. There's going to be a base on this world where I try to build exactly that kind of thing. A big castle with lots of towers to look out upon the world and see what there is to see around it. You know what I mean? Who knows? If I get creative enough, I might even try to make a dragon, build a dragon kind of coiling around it. I've seen that done in builds, in castle builds, and it looks really awesome. Especially if you can do the dragon decently enough. That's the one part where I'd be a little unsure of myself, but hey, part of the creative process is stepping outside of your comfort zone here and there. I think for a barrier, I'll end up putting some trap doors along the edges here so that I can look down at the area. There'll be some spots where I'll have to do something like this, but I can still look down at most of the area over the trap doors, you know? And if you're wondering why trap doors, it's simply because I can see through the trap doors made from jungle wood. Junglewood trapdoors you can look through. And putting these bits at the corners helps sell the structure of those trapdoors being part of the platform, you know? They're not just free floating outright. There's actual structure meant to support them. Hey, sounds like an idea to me. If I don't do the dragon on the castle, or by the castle, I may make a cave for the dragon to inhabit. Thanks, Davian. I appreciate that. I really do. I'll give it my level best, that's for certain. And I am definitely going to need railing up here, because otherwise I am going to fall to my demise. Like I almost did there. See, that's what I mean about the stragglers in the daytime. I've got to make sure there's spaces for beds all throughout the base. All throughout these tree houses. There's going to be places where I'll have beds waiting for me to take naps whenever it gets dark. So that I can make it so that the night isn't a problem. Keep the phantoms from spawning. For one major thing. But I've got to make sure that everything that I need for farming, for food, for farming resources, all that stuff, I gotta get it up here into the treetops so that I don't have to go down to the ground if I can avoid it. Yeah, I think that was kind of close call number 4. But I gotta make sure that this base, everything is off the ground. When I do the castle build, I might do a village around it and then build a wall around that. And then that'll be how I keep the monsters from being a problem. But with this base, with the jungle treetops, with Treetop Village, I'm gonna make it be that the defense is that we're up in the trees, where almost no monsters are gonna spawn without us being able to do something about them. That being said, though, I definitely need to figure out how to get these giant jungle trees to grow more often, because I need a lot of this jungle wood. I am running out of jungle wood again. It's not good. Not good. Thanks, Davian. I appreciate that. I'm glad that this build is turning out so good. The fact that the build is turning out as good as it is, that to me says this was a good call. Starting fresh, it was a good move. It was the right move, I think. Oh, this is one of the trees that I planted. Good, okay. So that's there. I want to come over here and light up these platforms on the animal tree so that there's nothing spawning on these platforms. Otherwise, we run the very real risk of that happening and then having to deal with nasty things like creepers or those dang spiders. Honestly, being in the treetops, I think it's the spiders that are the biggest issue. Because if they spawn on one platform and there's any way to get to me on the next one up, they're going to find me. And then creepers. Creepers are the next thing in line that I would be concerned about, because if one pops up and goes kablooey, that's most likely going to be the end of me. And I don't want that, if I can avoid it. I really don't. So we'll make sure every platform gets some kind of light to keep it from being so dark that monsters can spawn. There we go. And again, once I've got enough wood, I'll put in some fence, or not fences, some trap doors as a barrier along the edge of this platform, so it can still serve as a good lookout post. Or 3 zombie horses. Hey, no worries, I totally get it. There have been incidents where I have died and been extremely salty about it for a long time myself. So I know how you feel. I know how you feel. Highest water bucket clutch for me so far. That felt good. Oh, jeez. That horse must have been galloping at you. Yikes. Just yikes. Ooh, another big spruce. Okay, so that's 2 big spruce. Not spruce, jungle. 2 big jungle trees already grown that I can make use of. That's good. That's good. The more of these jungle trees that grow, the more I can spread out my platforms, and the more jungle wood I can farm. I said spruce because normally I farm big spruce trees for a lot of my builds. Not this one, though. This one is mainly jungle wood. Thanks, Davian. How am I doing on the copper supplies? Not great. I may have to turn to an iron axe. It'll be a little quicker, it'll last a little bit longer. Yeah. That does also mean that soon I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about having a mine. Oh yeah, spear monsters, spear mobs are gonna be a pain in the neck from now on. Imagine how bad it would be if zombie piglins, or even regular piglins, with spears, could mount a hoglin. Picture that for just a second. Imagine something like that. A spear-bearing zombie piglin, or regular piglin, hauling butt at you astride a hoglin, or a zombie horse of some kind, or a zombie mount of some kind. And you're just like, uh-oh. Because it's coming at you like a stinking freight train. That's all it would take. One solid blow from something moving fast enough with a spear mob astride it, and you are toast. Historic toast. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I like the spear mobs being a thing, because it's one more neat challenge, but at the same time, they terrify me. One more reason to stay up off the ground if I can help it. Yeah. Yeah, don't blame you. You see one mounted spear mob, particularly one with a spear that's good quality or enchanted, and you're just like, nope. You pull an engineer nope, and you just run. You just run, because you know. You face that, you're probably gonna get popped. Like a stinking balloon. Alright, so look out. What should I call that tree? This one over here I call the High Gardens. Over there is kind of up. That one there is the bed tree. That platform is kind of like the home zone. This is going to be... I was gonna do multiple trees with platforms between them like I did over here and call them the tree pens. Or the pen trees, but I don't know if calling this the pen tree quite works. What's a good name to call this one? I'll be thinking on it. But I'm glad that we got this thing started. Because I really need to get my animals off the ground. I gotta get everything off the ground that I can so that I can have this base be a secure, safe location for me to flourish and gradually build up my resources. But I think that's going to do it for this session, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. If you did, whether you're watching live or otherwise, please make sure to let me know by leaving likes and comments, and of course, by subscribing and smacking that notification bell so you don't miss the next stream or video. Remember, it's all free, and it all supports the channel. You can change your mind later if you need to, but it really does help the channel grow all the more. Every single like and subscribing, every like and subscribe helps. And if you can spread the word to your friends about the channel, that would help out a lot too. But with all that being said, guys, thank you once again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, your bard, and your humble host into the worlds of virtual, and I'll see y'all next time right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!